Time is 1:50 p.m. March the 8th, 2015. I'm writing. There you go. This one make a report. Yesterday I was standing right there on Facebook. And two crab, I left off the two crab bus. Police car went up on me. I was dancing on the corner in the street. And I went into the church. I was standing right there on the bus. Then I went into the church right there in the corner and talked to the people in the church. So when I went from there, I gave them a flyer. And this is the opportunity to go on there and talk to them. And I came in there, the police officer was in there from yeah, point. Yeah. They were singing he said what you doing dancing on the streets and all this. I'm like, what? I just got off the bus. When he turned the corner, I'm standing right there. I just got the two peppers, walked down the center bus side. And then he said I been to the street, street down the street. So I'm like, he just said I was dancing in the street on the corner, whatever he was saying. Then I picked the script down the street. He didn't even want to look at my bus ticket. I'm way down there on School Craft in Abington, standing in front of Burnett Baptist Church, just down on the bus at 1:15. So they interested in my bus ticket. Here's one of my IDs. He was a brother, had a warning. This ain't no good. They already, everybody here should know who I am anyway, but I have to go through this channel. You saying the investigator office. That's why was the person. That was the person why I made him stop. He was a Caucasian dude. They was arguing between the front. Oh, there was Caucasian dude. Then two other Caucasians came. The investigator office. They ain't no good. 615. I mean, these persons from you.
I just left the second precinct on Grand River and Schaefer area.
They said I have to call 596-2499. Today, date and time is today's date and time is today's date and time is 1:57 p.m. March 8, 2015. I'm about to call the Chief Investigator Office 596-2499.
Now today's date and time is 9:30 p.m. March the 9th, 2015. I called the Chief Investigator Office that Saturday. Was it Saturday? No, I called them when I just left the 6th precinct like I did now. And I got no reply all day. Usually the telephone police report people pick up, or you leave a message at the Chief Investigator Office, but I guess they answering service was full. So I couldn't do nothing all Saturday. I was calling and see if somebody gonna pick up like the crime reporting unit that you can report or make a police report over the telephone or whatever. They never picked up. So they specifically wanted me to report to the Chief Investigator's Office. So that's what I did this morning. And here you go right here. Let me find it. Yeah, everybody know my history with the Chief Investigator Office and or et cetera, governmental officials, private public businesses, non-profit organizations, and et cetera. They non-compliance all the way. So here we go.
Today's date and time is 9:23 a.m. March the 9th, 2015. I'm about to waste my time again. Facebook citizens, Tumblr account citizens, and or et cetera. Call the Office of the Chief Investigator. We all know my history of non-compliance, economical waste of tax dollars, industrial and or et cetera compliance. 596, area code 313-596-2499.
Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you would like to file a non-criminal police misconduct complaint, please leave a message after the tone, and your call will be returned as soon as possible. Or you may file your police misconduct complaint in person or by phone at any police precinct. You may also file your police misconduct complaint online on the City of Detroit website. If you are calling to request non-emergency police service, please call the Office of Neighborhood Police at 596-520 or contact your local precinct. Thank you.
This is Mr. Clyde Lynch. My cell phone number is 313-694-4419. It doesn't take text messages, email. I was told by the 2nd precinct to call the Office Investigator's Office. Y'all waste my time in the past, so if I come down there, y'all gonna waste my time. If I make a complaint on the phone, I'm gonna waste my time. This shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Punk ass police officer stopped me on the street, said I was dancing in the street. I fit the description of a shooting down the street. I just got off the bus. It don't make no sense. No compliance. I'm coming down there and make a motherfucking complaint, bitches. My baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch. All rights reserved without prejudice. I am Prince Clyde Darnell Lynch. Equality and fairness by contract is paramount, mandatory by law. Now, y'all hear my mother in the background talking smack? Always in my business, but cannot help me. Cannot help me at one bit. That's the successful, dysfunctional programming of the government. Have society against its own people, have your family against you, and the governmental agencies are against you, which supposed to be to serve, protect, obey, participate to their full legal capacity with honorable, generous behavior, without extreme prejudice. I'm out. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Beg pardon? I can't hardly hear you. Oh, yeah, I was, yeah. Okay, I was standing at the bus stop. I just got off a Schoolcraft bus stop. I was on Schoolcraft and Abington. Got on the Schoolcraft bus at 116. Okay, okay. I was standing at...
Now I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. I left my house at 12, around 12, anywhere between 12:50, I'm going to say 12:45 to 12:45 to 12:55 to catch that Schoolcraft bus going east.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm standing in front of the Burnett Baptist Church. So I get on the bus at 1:16 p.m.
1:16?
1:16 p.m. I go down, I get off on Schaefer in Schoolcraft. I walk down the street to stand at front of the bus stop. I know the bus leaves every hour on the hour, so possibly I just missed that connecting bus. So I'm like, well, I look down the street, I look the other way, see the bus coming the other way, coming the other way too. So I say, well, probably got some time, I missed that bus. Let me go in here to the church and talk to the people in the church. Because I was a mayor candidate, and I gave them a flyer back in the day. So this is my opportunity to go up there and talk to them, see if they get my flyer or whatever. If I put one in there, but I believe I did in their mailbox. So, and that's illegal right there, but I just found that out. So I go in the church, and lo and behold, the police officer 30 seconds behind me. Talking about you was dancing on the corner in the street or whatever he was saying. I said, what? I just got off the bus. I said, you didn't see me just get off the bus? And he said, well, you fit the description.
Okay, your phone keeps going in and out.
Okay, well, you call me on my home number.
Okay, is that okay? I'll give you a call with it.
All right.
Okay, okay.
So that call just came in at 465-1967. Hello?
Let me get your name. I didn't quite catch your name. What's your name?
Clyde Lynch. Clyde Darnell Lynch.
L-Y-N-C-H?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Lynch, so you went inside the church and that officer came behind you.
One officer.
One officer? You know that officer's name?
He was the lieutenant or sergeant of the 2nd precinct or whatever. I can't remember his name. He was an older Caucasian guy. He said he was the sergeant lieutenant. He called backup. 2 other officers came in. I'm like upset. The police haven't done anything for me. Government hasn't done nothing for me. Different agencies from local government to federal government. And I'm very, not irate, but I'm very upset because I'm being questioned and I just hopped off the bus. And I don't know what's going on. You just asking me for all these questions. You just lied on me. I seen you dancing in the street, on the sidewalk, whatever. I'm like, I just can't believe it. I'm being lied to by the honorable police officer.
So what else did you say?
Then he said, I fit the description of a shooting. I'm like, man, I just got off the bus. I don't know nothing, you know. Then, you know, he asked me for my ID and all that. I'm like, sir, I don't have to give you nothing. I just got off the bus. You didn't see me get off the bus, because I seen him when he turned the corner coming off Schoolcraft. He was on Schoolcraft traveling east on Schoolcraft, and he turned down Schaefer. So I dipped in went into church, because, you know, like I said, I missed my connecting bus. The bus from 8 Mile and Schaefer leaves at every hour on the hour. I know that much. So I said, well, I got time. I missed that bus. They don't take nothing but 8 minutes to get down there where I'm at. So I'm like, I missed this, so let me go in here to the church real quick. Then he called in for backup. So he telling me to get my ID, and I'm reaching for my I was refusing to give him my ID. I'm like, all they want to do is just run a brother name to see if they got a warrant so they can help the municipality make money and get a criminal off the street, whatever it is. And the Detroit Police Department, you guys should already know who I am down there. Y'all disrespecting me. I'm owed a lot of money from the city of Detroit, the Detroit Police Department, and et cetera. So then I reach for my wallet, and they grabbing their gun. The police officer grabbing his gun. So I said, hold on, I'm reaching for first I was reaching for my cell phone to video record, and he reaching for his gun. I'm like, man, hold up. I'm getting my cell phone, I'm recording this. I reach for it again, he grabbing his gun. So I said, okay, I'm going for my wallet. Then he putting his hand on his gun. I'm like, damn, you know, I'm saying to myself, shit, I'm about to get killed out here for nothing like all the other people getting killed.
I understand what your concern is. Can you tell us from the officers the fact that you're thinking in your pocket? They don't know what you have in your pocket, so they need to prepare themselves.
I understand that. That's
come up with something else.
They have married and I have married. In the circumstances with my persons, I have been wronged by the police.
Okay.
By the government. So he don't know nothing about me. He don't know who I am. I'm like, sir, you should know who I am. I say my name. Every police precinct received a complaint from me, email, a DVD. Second precinct and sixth precinct didn't receive a DVD from me, but they received emails from me in fax. Every police precinct in City Detroit received a DVD, and you guys should have it down there, about 7 of them, or 8, and they won't even give them back to them. They can keep one. So 2 more officers came in. He called for backup. 2 more officers came in, but, you know, I wasn't going to let them search me. I didn't want to give them nothing, so I just said, here, I'm going to give you ID so you can see, you know, I have a fraudulent mental lien put on me by the police department, 6th precinct. So all this will turn into a negative reaction, because then they would say, oh, you irate, you mental. And of course I'm irate and upset because the police has done me wrong. My government has done me wrong. Private public businesses, citizens, and et cetera. So I have merit to be irate and uncomfortable with the situation, but they don't know this. You have fraudulent information on record that's going to have a negative effect on me if they run my name. Oh, I feel that you irate and you have a mental lien on you, so I'll be going to the mental facilities. That's where I'm upset right now too. So you see how bad it could have turned? It could have turned into physical. I could have got shot or anything because of a fraudulent 6% police report. And I have a mental lien. I was sent to the mental facility. Now you see, you just said something on the officer perspective. You didn't know none of my issues. Now I told you basically in roughly my issues, how I could have turned negatively. Just because I'm a Negro on the street and they want to, I'm suspect. I'm guilty automatic because I'm black. And he want to run me and check me. And I'm saying, didn't you just see me get off the bus? God just seen you turn the corner. And he didn't want to look at my bus ticket. I said, look, 116, I just got on the bus. He didn't want to look at my bus ticket. He just want my ID. So see, 99.9% of the time, a person has a warrant, so they were probably banking on that so they can touch me, get their feel on, put the handcuffs, but I would be going to the mental facility. Now, you understand how I was upset because I knew what the scenario was going to be. If they run my name and say, oh, you irate, you combative, like I am now on the phone. I have merit to be that way because I have been wrong. So that whole situation could have turned negatively. I could have got shot. We could have been fighting. But luckily, I knew I had common sense not to fight with him, and plus I had stitches on my hands, so I was trying to avoid a confrontation, anything physical. But if they would have ran my name, they would have seen the mental link, and there would be some shit going down. Because I'm very upset about the situation. From the 6th Precinct, Fraudulent Police Report, he wasn't investigated by your office and the police commissioners and or et cetera. Internal Affairs, ATF, FBI, nobody did nothing.
So, the officers eventually left the church?
No, the church, I mean, they're talking to the church people in the church, and then, you know, they don't know nothing. They don't know what I did. All I'm doing, I'm a person coming off the street. They don't know who I am, so they standing there. So if the officer was going to pull his gun out, the two people at the church was right behind me, so they was in the line of fire as well. So after everything, I gave him my driver license, and everything calmed down, kind of, and we was inside the church, and they was like, okay, the first officer that came on the scene, which was the sergeant, lieutenant, whatever, he asked the people in the church, do you want him in here? They said no. So they was like, you got to leave. So I'm like, cool, I'm out. Everything, we cool, we straight, everything done, and I'm walking out the door. I just didn't want them to touch me. Flat out. I don't want nothing to do with the police. I'm going to try to get a restraining order, so no matter if I do a felony, you can't mess with me. I'm just talking off the rack right now, but you get what I'm trying to say. Ain't no government law going to apply to me if I get this restraining order. That's talking crazy talk, but it can happen.
So what is it that I can do?
Make a complaint on that issue alone. Just a complaint of the whole situation. I went to the 2nd Precinct yesterday, and they told me I had to make a complaint at the Chief Investigator office.
So what is your complaint?
Basically what I just say, no, I was detained from traveling from A to point B. Even though it was a situation in the neighborhood,
okay.
I just got the bus. He didn't want to look at the bus ticket. He didn't want to do nothing but run my name, see where I lived at, see that I lived down that way or that way, and I understand that. But the issue is, none of my issues have been investigated constitutionally. I've been railroaded by the system, by government officials, by the police department, by government officials, city council, and or settle. So you saying it's not a report? I can't make a complaint?
Well, sir, I'm just not sure what your allegation is against the officer. It sounds like what I don't understand what they did. They checked you out and let you go. Basically, that's what they did. But me from traveling from A to B was interrupted, and it was unjust, uncalled for. The officer, like I said, maybe he's a racist, I don't know, but he must have just seen the bus come down. I just got the bus, and he just turned the corner. Okay,
so maybe he didn't see that. But I'm suspect because I'm black. That's what I'm saying. And you may say it's not that they're doing their job. That's your opinion. My opinion saying it was racist. We just a scenario we have to live through. You black, you suspect, if something happened in the vicinity. That's all I'm saying. And something need to be investigated. And none of my other complaints have been investigated as well in the past. Fraudulent police report, mental link, and all et cetera. So you see how I'm in a daily situation. If a police officer stop me anywhere and say, he can just say, oh, you can bad up, you this and that, and he don't even know my issue, my circumstances, because I got fraudulent paperwork in the system on. So I'm gonna be going to the mental facility on any issue because of this fraudulent police report. Do you understand what I'm just saying?
Actually, sir, I don't.
Oh, you don't? All right, then, so you saying I can't make a complaint of the officer detaining me, and I know what you're saying, he let me go, he didn't arrest you, but this whole situation could turn bad because of a fraudulent mental link, and he stopped me with no merit.
But you were meeting the description of someone, is that correct?
I hear that all my life. Every time police pull me over, they say you fit the description. So that's the whole line, the role playing. They just want to get a black man off the street, see if he had a warrant, but I got a mental link, and anytime the police pull me over, you know how bad it can turn? Because they got an attitude and want to say, oh, we're going to take you to the mental facility. You on your medication? You get what I'm saying?
You have a mental lean, sir.
Beg your pardon?
What does you have a mental lean?
What is your name, ma'am? First of all, I forgot.
Healing.
Okay, well, if you're a police officer, I have a fraudulent mental lien on me, saying that I'm a mental patient.
Okay. Okay, so you're saying that if you're doing something and the police stop you, that they will recognize that and then take you to a facility?
Yes, it can happen that way. And that's why I was so concerned and upset. And then when he was reaching for his gun, trying to shoot somebody, trying to get their cell phone, their wallet, oh, he's a mental. I was fearing for my life because he has a mental link. So, I just shot him because we know the mental people crazy and strong. Any circumstance or scenario can come up. And it will come up because I have a mental lien on me fraudulently. So I'm just saying my life is in danger every day I'm out there because police can roll up on me. It's because that mental lien and the whole situation can turn bad. But the issue is by him, he walked into church. Isn't that illegal? He walked into a church and they wasn't called to the scene of the church.
No, so just like you have the right to enter the church, the officer would have the right to enter the church.
Oh, I'm hearing conflicting stories or issues about this, but I'm gonna have to look in a little bit further. The police officer wasn't called to the church. They were looking for a assailant. I don't know how long ago. That shooting probably happened half an hour ago or an hour ago. I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. All I was detained and cornered by 3 gun men that work for government. And my life was being threatened. That's all I'm going to say. And I can't make a complaint on that.
My computer right now is down for maintenance. Are you going to be at this number that I can give you a call back in a few minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I'll give you a call back, Mr. Lynch, okay?
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Folks, it's time for intermission. I'm in video mode, and I may run out of minutes. But I'm going to hit pause. I can't hit pause. I'm just going to have to stop it. But this is crazy. Everybody that's on Facebook, Tumblr, and or et cetera, knows my issue with the police and government and or et cetera. I'm guilty, but they have my family history. Some people know what that means. Some people don't. Just forget about they have my family history. Just say I'm guilty. We all guilty. We all suspect. We are being killed at a high rate as a black male. And we cannot get endangered species status. Because if we did, we'll be more powerful than a sovereign person. And I can destroy that in a nutshell. Because we all sovereign. We have been intentionally, deliberately signed our sovereignty away limitedly when we sign that birth certificate. And our sovereignty is not recognized as the bosses of the U.S. government. We just pawns. We just people that feed the machine to disrespect us, to demise and breach our human rights, our constitutional rights. And we don't understand our rights, but we understand that we have to pay taxes. And if we don't pay taxes, we go to jail. How many officers are getting off on stuff? That's why we need this 51%. We need the 51%. Bottom line. I'm out. And I got played. I'm about to put everything on Facebook. Y'all gonna see I got played. I'm out. Let me hit pause.
So now the dating time is 9:54 p.m., March the 9th, 2015. All I'm going to say, I have a herniated back, 2 spots. I have 2 herniated discs in my back. I can't fight nobody. If I do, I might mess around and be paralyzed. So if the police say, oh, he was a big black male, I'm scared for my life, and I missed a police officer with a gun and a taser and a billy stick, and it's 3 against 1. If it's 1 against 1, it's a 50-50 chance I might win or they may beat me up because of my physical condition. But if it's 3 against 1, I'm gonna wind up dead. They gonna scream and say, "He reaching for the gun! He reaching for the gun!" If anybody know me, if I'm double teamed like that by the police officer, I'm gonna play dead like a possum, and they gonna continue beating me like Malice Green. So all I'm gonna say, I'm a male. They scared of the black male. They scared of the black male. So it is what it is. Now let me get this other part when she called me back because I'm putting everything on here. Because one day I will have a run-in with the police and I'll be dead on the scene or beat down. And all they going to say, oh, he was mental, he was irate, he wasn't on his medicine. We're going to do blood work, see what he on. Then all kind of stuff going to come out. And they going to lie. Say, oh, yeah, he was on heroin, weed, crack, and he wasn't on his meds. I ain't took no meds. I ain't took no medication. I ain't did no psychological refill. Respidol, they had a nigga on. So I be growing female breasts. When I went to the mental facility illegally and fraudulently, that's the only time I took the medicine. And they had me medicine on the way out the door. I never took none of that medicine. Now let me get this auto recording started up again.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm returning your phone call from earlier. My computer was down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to need to get some additional information from you, okay?
Okay.
Just a moment. Okay, so when was it that you had your encounter with the officers?
March the 7th, Saturday, 2015.
Okay, right. What time was that approximately?
You know, since you had to go back forward an hour, right? On Saturday at 2 o'clock.
In the morning, so.
Yeah, so hopefully if the time was correct, the time was anywhere from, like I stated earlier, I got on the bus at 1:16, got off on Schaefer and Schoolcraft. So anywhere between, I'm going to say between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, why don't I put 1:30? Could that be accurate?
If that's what you want to put, it's
approximately
1:30. I got on the bus at 1:16. It shouldn't take no more than 5 minutes to get down there, but I don't know.
Okay. And your last name is Lynch, right?
Yes.
What race are you, sir?
Beg pardon?
Your race, please.
I'm black.
Okay. And your date of birth?
12/31/1971.
And your address?
227.
Okay, and what church were you at, sir?
I don't know the name of it. It's right there on the corner.
Of what?
Schoolcraft and Schaefer.
The officer, the first person that you came in contact with, the sergeant, the older white male?
Yes, the older white male, sergeant lieutenant. He was high rank.
Okay. Oh, was he in uniform?
Yes,
No.
he was in uniform.
Okay. About how tall was he?
I don't know, 5'6", I guess. I really wasn't paying attention to none of that. I'm tunnel vision. I'm like, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to the mental facility. I'm going to get shot, beat up.
Okay.
That's all I was thinking.
Okay. And what's his weight approximately?
230. I don't know. I'm not no. I don't know my own weight. I weigh.
Okay.
Well, I say he was.
And the backup officers, what were they, sir?
Two more Caucasian officers.
Anything descriptive about them?
No.
Okay. Okay, now there were people at the church?
I was talking to two individuals at the church, and then when the police came in, they were standing behind me, and it was some other people behind the police officer later on when I was getting ready to leave up out of there.
Okay. But do you have any names or numbers?
I don't know them from nothing. They don't know me from nothing. I went in there to speak with them because, like I said earlier, I gave them a mayor flyer when I was running for mayor. And it was an opportunity for me to speak to them, and I didn't even get a chance to get out what I was saying. So I don't know what they were thinking when the police came in behind me. All I know, the police officer messed everything up.
Okay, so this is what I have for you. You state that you went inside the church. You don't know the name of the church. On Schoolcraft and Schaefer, and a white older officer, possibly a sergeant or a lieutenant, came in behind you. You stated that you were improperly investigated by the officer and the two backup officers that he called to the scene. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. people who were at the church, the witnesses, they were female or male?
It was one male, one female, and
I'm sorry, one male and one female?
yes, that I was talking to. When I first walked in there, I was talking to a male and a female.
Okay, I just added that information, that the witnesses at the church were one male and one female that you were speaking with when you first entered the church.
Yes, I'm not stating that they witnesses. I really don't want nobody in the church getting involved in it. I want the officer to take a polygraph test. I want the 3 officers to take a polygraph test, and I'll take a polygraph test. I don't want no witnesses involved. It's me and the police officers. If we cannot settle our dispute, then we have to look into the witnesses. But right now, it's just my word and the police officer words, and I want them to take a polygraph test.
Okay.
And I'll take one too.
For the purposes of this investigation, the officers will not take a polygraph test. They will, once they are identified, they will make a statement, but they will not be required to take a polygraph test. For the purposes of this investigation, okay?
For the purposes of this investigation, they will not be allowed to take a polygraph test?
That's not, no one can take a statement from the officers.
Okay.
We do get a statement. If we can identify who the officers are, we get a statement from them. And just like we're going to get a statement from you, what will happen at this point is that the case will be assigned to an investigator. The investigator will give you a call. They're going to want to take a recorded statement from you. And then once they get a recorded statement from you, they'll be able to go forward and begin their investigation into the allegation that you were improperly investigated.
Which has to be completed within 90 days, correct?
Yes, we have 90 days
All
to
right.
conduct that investigation. That's correct, sir. Okay, so hang on for just a moment. I'm going to give you your number, your report number, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, you figure that sheriff they saw the officers. Were you inside the church at this point?
I'm saying they was right there. The police officer asked them, do you want him to be in your facility? And they said no, so I walked on out when they said that. So all I'm saying is, you can do your investigation, but it's my wishes that I don't want nobody in that church bothered. It's between me and the officer. If they make a fraudulent statement, then I have to take the appropriate measures. Then I have to, police officer, you do your procedures and protocols. But I'm saying If it was me, I wouldn't even want to get involved with the church. I wouldn't even want to talk to them. It's between me and the officers. And if we can't, that's all I'm saying, polygraph test. But we already stated what I wanted was, you know, the option that I'm leaning towards, and you said the procedures and protocols of your department, police department. So that's that. All I'm saying is I do not want those people involved in my situation unless the police officers make a false police report. The police officers can put their names in there, go ask for their identities or whatever. You know, good luck. That's all I'm going to say. That place don't be open a lot. That facility don't be open a lot, and the police should know that. So if you're going to look for some witnesses, good luck. That's all I'm saying. And that's not the reason why I said, you know, I mean, I said what I wanted to say, you know, and the police going to do their procedures and protocols. All I'm just saying, it's the issue between me and the police officer. The church and all that shouldn't even be involved in it, but police going to do their thing. Y'all going to do your thing, investigation. So I can't stop you from doing the investigation. I'm just saying my opinion of what should be, what I would like for to be done instead of involving innocent people, you know. I mean, people that don't know nothing from nothing. And my conversation was interrupted by the police conduct.
Okay, sir. Do you have a pen available?
Yes. Oh, 66.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Now, ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth and or et cetera, the time and date is 12 p.m., March 9th, 2015. Now, I do not want to put it on hold because sometimes the recording device will go blank. So I'm going to hit stop and wait for the Congressman office to call me back with the Inspector General information, because if they don't call me back by 1 o'clock, I'm going to be forced to get on the bus, and I don't want to do that. Because I wasted money yesterday in bus tickets. I was going to go see about a job today, and that was interrupted because I had to do all this nonsense this morning. I was doing it yesterday, I was doing it Sunday. I was doing it today, Monday. And I still got nowhere. I'm still going to get nowhere. 90 days investigation. And I'm a chatty, blank. I talk too much. I know. When I talk too much, I mess things up. Correct, citizen? When you talk too much, you mess things up. I'm giving all the information I can because you know how it goes. You mess around, get murdered, assassinated, killed on the street, and nobody knows nothing. And if you do have all the information, nothing still can be done. Who helped Mr. Edward Snowden? So I'm looking at the same situation. So once again, my baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch, all rights reserved without prejudice. I am Prince Clyde Darnell Lynch. Equality and fairness by contract is paramount, mandatory by law. Amen.
Woo! And I'm out of here.